one promise to you. If we win the majority, which I know we're going to, you're all invited. You can come to this work, but more importantly, I want you to watch Nancy Pelosi hand me that gavel. It'll be hard not to hit her with it, but I will bang it down and bring America freedom. Thank you.
As we all know, Nancy Pelosi's husband was violently attacked Friday at their home in California. The Speaker of the House is third in line to the presidency and the highest-ranking female official in the nation, so this attack is not only horrifying on a personal level, but quite literally puts our nation's security at risk. In the aftermath of the attack, of course, our media ecosystem wasted no time in just absolutely combusting with false information, unfounded rumors, and yes, further encouragements of aggression.
And the voters are getting ready to stand up again and said, we have had enough. Enough of Abigail Spanberger, enough of Joe Biden. And listen, I want to stop for a minute and listen, Speaker Pelosi's husband, they had a break-in last night in their house and he was assaulted. There's no room for violence anywhere, but we're going to send her back to be with him in California. That's what we're going to go do. That's what we're going to go do.
So this is Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin on the campaign trail making a comment about the Pelosi situation. And look, I think he meant that they would send her back to California in like a pack your bags, we're taking control of the House kind of way. But the callousness with which he delivers these insensitive remarks so quickly after the attack is pretty gross. And of course, he stands completely by the joke.
You were getting barbecued by some on Twitter for a comment you made about Speaker Pelosi. I want to know if you want a do-over. Then the comment was, there is no room for violence anywhere, but we're going to send her back to be with him in California. I guess people thought that it was not a joke. It's too soon because we're still waiting to hear how Paul Pelosi is. Do you want a do-over on this comment?
Well, I just want to reiterate that there is no room for violence in America, and the fact that someone broke into their home and assaulted him so violently is just beyond belief. It is tragic, and I just lift them up in our prayers, the First Lady.
If there's no room for violence, then it is your job as a civil servant leading an entire state to lead by example. We have a sickness in our politics right now where people are emboldened to commit violent attacks. And whether you think it's fair to blame politicians for stoking anger and violence, or if you think that an individual must be responsible for their own actions in a society, the reality is that we are at a breaking point and we need leadership more than ever. What we don't need is more of this.
What I want is that I want this alleged perpetrator to be treated the exact same way if he had attacked anybody else. Because a lot of people get hit with hammers. A lot of people get attacked. And a lot of the times they're out on bail the next day and it's a simple assault charge. So I don't know why this guy is being treated differently. And he's facing what? Attempted homicide. He's in prison right now. We've seen people assault people all the time randomly with all kinds of weapons, and we see them released the next day.
When are we going to wake up to the realities of clearly motivated political violence? I want to be clear again that mental health and psychiatric health are also in play here. But while Republicans are claiming that the attacker was a sick man in the throes of a mental health crisis, once again, the question is, what are you going to do about that then? Cut funding to mental health programs, shut down psychiatric care units, raise pharmaceutical prices, and continue to stall efforts towards universal health care. There is a point to be made here about the toxic intersection of politics as media and the growing mental health crises in America. But what is the right solution? Nothing. So we all just wait until the next attack happens. That's just life in America in 2022. Thanks so much for watching. You can follow me on all platforms at Caro Johnson 917.